And I was suggesting to you, hey man, there's a possibility this choke could go into the EXP lane, man. Diablo could have shown us some extra cool mechanics, but now, looking at both lineups, honestly, I think that RQ Akira, they can hold some ground.
Especially since they have a good front line and a solid amount of burst of both varieties, physical and magical. Let's get into game number 2 again, despite what this means for the Brazilian squad. Their draft tells me they're still here to play. They're still here to put it all out against NIP Flash. So let's expect a great match from both of these teams. World-class MOBB on display for Game 2 in the 3rd series of today's broadcast. Check it out. Look how deep Luis wants to go.
Yeah, I mean, he knows. He's just time. I mean, JPL's trying to time out the power of nature, but here comes Curtizi on the wings by wings, getting a really good trade onto Sagan, trying to target him down. Great target priority from the side of NIP Flash, but honestly, when I look at their composition, I'm thinking about the instigators, right? JPL and as well as Hadess. Once they hit level 4, I'm expecting Sparks to fly to try and get RQ Akira. Like Lefel mentioned, use the Netherrealm as early as possible.
Yep, force it out of time. Put them in a position where they don't have a reliable source of a re-engage, more health bars to work with. Looking at the opening items here, interesting how Saigon actually invested in the tough boots first. So he knows he's gonna get kicked, he knows he's gonna get rocked, get hooked, and I guess that spells out the fact that maybe RQ Akira might go defensive.
I feel like NIP Flash are the ones who might have to play defensive in the earlier stages of the game, right? Well, that's under the assumption that RQ Akira has the resources to kind of push the limits. But for now, with 16 seconds left on the clock, we're expecting the mid laners to get involved in the EXP side. And yeah, you can see Sagan, he's rushing to catch up.
Oh, where is he? All right, cool. He was sent home. That's a technical knockout, but again, no harm, no foul. No one went down just yet. And Curtizi making it first, and he is going to see all of this first wave. Saigon too, so yeah, that's just about, what, one small minion that Curtizi's up ahead.
They're trying to get level 4 as soon as possible, but it looks like RQ hit it first. And PFL in position. Hadess steals it away. The second time he's done it in this series alone. But JPL finds the kick of lifetime on towards the correct target. Luis without the power of nature as well. They don't even get the opportunity to get the return on their investment.
Didn't even go for the flicker. I think a part of Luis knew that he was going to get hit. There's a lot of ults. Maybe hope for fewer battle spells, but he did force JPL to get the kick in. Now Gusta Lagusa solo killed underneath tier 1. The shadow kill committed there by Hadess.
Great punish by NIP Flash, right? After finding these plays, and especially when you have that man advantage, you're just looking around to see if you catch anybody slacking, and unfortunately, that was in the gold section. And Diablo, from what we were expecting him to play with the Benedettas, the Paquitos in the previous times, now he's on Ruby. It's for Takashi, he was, I guess he was hoping for a little bit more.
Yeah, but of everything that NIP Flash brought to game number 2, that might be the question mark. For me personally, I'm like, whoa, why? Why the Ruby? Now, Curtizi popping the Death Strike, forcing out King and Saigon to respond. Man, this is tough. Outranged RQ Akira, JPL!
Yep, it looks like he just got caught out of position. Way of the dragon onto Gusta Lagusta really doesn't matter. Still falls down at the end. Looks like Luis finds the trade and the revenge for earlier.
All right, that doesn't really close the gap just yet, but it allows for RQ Akira to get more farm around. If you'll remember, about a minute back, King can't even cross the river. Now Takashi in trouble, 2v1.
Oh, this is not good. Hadess, he can easily pick this kill up. They're trying to isolate that way, but on the top side, Gusta Lagusta ends up dying again. He ends up getting stunned. Without any purifies, he won't be able to make it. King looking to try and find a trade anywhere. JPL will get a, oh no, the kick doesn't come through. He gets hit by the energy eruption just before he can pop it off.
Imagine, even if King is one of the chunkier members of RQ Akira, if you get kicked into that tier 1, especially with how long the fight has gone, yo, best believe King would be dead.
Absolutely. This is going to be a fast turtle for NIP Flash. Still riding off the momentum off of JPL's initial kick. But man, we haven't seen any of these tier 1s collapse just yet, or at least melt away. Oh, hold on. Hadess is dead. He just goes down. Great wild charge from Luis, catches him in the middle of the animation.
Yep, the turret actually tracked him with that one last basic attack from the major objective in mid. Now JPL trying to get out of dodge here, going through that Guardian's barrier, checking out the items. That's tough, man. It's just Saigon actually who's able to breathe for RQ Akira. And of course, Luis by a small margin, but you don't want your roamer to be up ahead. Like, that's the last role you want actually doing well.
Oh, considerably annoying, but what can you really do about it, right? You'll take any of these kills, and you'll take as much gold as you can. It's always greatly appreciated, but still, when you're up against a carry, no matter how scaled up you are as a tank, you will eventually die.
All right, I was just looking at JPL, and we were talking about how only fast comes up really quickly. Dude, all it took was a little shuffle for him to get it back.
Look, I mean, the changes on the fast rate. Wild Charge comes through, JPL should be able to make it up. He's got it back again.
He's got it back again!
I'm telling you, I did the math on this, right? And especially with those one-trick ponies on Cho EXP, he can get 2 rotation, he can get 2 triggers of his passive now. It's so easy to hit.
I want to see his mid-game items because I'm just imagining Thunderbelt on a Cho. Right, imagine that. You're stacking only fast, you're stacking those enhanced basics, and you're getting permanent hybrid defense. Here we go. Item check on him. Corrosion sight so far. On to Vanix in mid. Tekash dueling with Hades. He's fine, he can afford to do that. Starlium Scythe on to Gusta Lagusta. So he's hungry, but he's eating okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like he's dominating this lane as well. And let's not forget, whoa, hold on. JPL in some trouble, gets pulled back by Shadow Stampede, forced to flicker away as Gusta Lagusta ends up getting chunked by Curtizi. Nobody ends up dying here, but yeah, let's pull it back, right, for a moment, because as Hades is going to be able to take this turtle down south, Vanix is actually 2 levels ahead on top of Gusta Lagusta.
Yeah, again, gold might not be his biggest problem, it's actually EXP. The 2 deaths on this Harith early on cost him that XP loss, cost him the dire position he's in right now. I mean, he still has his turret, right? The map isn't as small for the Harith as it could be right now if NIP Flash were a little more aggressive, but they don't need to. Actually, they're just calling the shots. They're happy to keep it at about 2,000 gold ahead here.
Yep, it's the cold calculation. This is the Singaporean, traditional Singaporean playstyle, which is kind of uncanny looking at NIP Flash, who has like a Hayabusa, and as well as the traditional, signature JPL Cho, where they like to be aggressive and like to snowball out of control.
I call it Singaporean fusion.
Singaporean fusion.
It's traditional, but it's up to date. It's
a modern day fusion.
There you go. It's for 2024. The kids love it.
Oh man,
call it Singaporean fusion.
Singaporean fusion. All right, that's something that might actually stick. We'll see with their community, but here comes the wild charge. JPL still trying to get on there. 3 hits of the G Kundo, as well as a Shunpo gets him out of there. An interesting play coming up for the side of RRQ Akira. Nobody else wanted a flicker.
It's got hints of Filipino, a note of Japanese.
Oh.
That's Singaporean fusion for you. In control still, about 3,000 gold ahead, give or take. Oh my God, Hades just committed Grand Theft Orange.
He's just utilizing the space. RRQ, if you want to stick together like the kingdom that you are, we're gonna start stealing your resources.
They gotta be together, man. More together than ever, because I think that's one thing that Gusta Lagusta has been able to do. Oh, what's the Kush do? All right. He hasn't really been able to dance on his sword. Ain't no good Zaman Force just yet. They've always been defensive Zaman Forces.
You know what? You're right. And I think it'll... Oh! Curtizi gets Gusta Lagusta before he can even respond. Especially once he literally just hit his power spike. He got one item and it was like, all right, let's go. Let's bulb up.
We were just mentioning how all of his ZFs were defensive. Oh no, there's a kick.
Way of the Dragon, but also the Netherrealm pops out, and it doesn't really matter because without the Netherrealm, Hades is going to start chunking away with the Oki Shadow. Oh, Diablo, don't tell me he dies here. He heals up. Oh, he manages to get out of there. Thank the wave saves his life.
El Guapo Diablo have yet to die, man. 1-0-1. You know what? Sometimes when the rest of your team is this ahead and this in control, you don't mind just being a nuisance. You don't mind just being a damage punch for just a bit.
Oh, he's trying, he's locked down, and Gusta Lagusta picks up the kill as Vanix is the next to fall as Tekashi punches him down with a 1-2. Gusta Lagusta secures a double.
It's been a tough 10 minutes for RRQ Akira. For the first time, they actually get a winning trade. That's the first offensive Zaman Force that Gusto Lagusta got, right? So if only things were better, if only, here we go, one more time.
Ah, Luis pulled the trigger too early and even tries to go for the Nature's Barrier outside the map. Now the Realms are trying to escape here. Will they get out of there? Hadess gets knocked up. What? He ends up dying. He didn't even bother using his ult. JPL now on the run, ends up another 2 kills, fall into the hands of RRQ Akira on the Lord push.
Never count Gusto Lagusta out. I was first made familiar with this young man in M4 in Jakarta, and here, all the way across the world, in Riyadh, he's showing us, hey, I'm gonna lose the early game, but after my power spike, best believe I'm gonna make you pay. They're still defending though. They're still on their back foot, but it's looking great for RQ Akira now. They are down about 1,500 gold. What's the items looking like?
Well, considering their position right now, it's pretty phenomenal that they actually bounce back, similarly to how NIP Flash was playing in game number 1.
Gideon.
Why?
HC incoming, HC incoming.
No. Is he almost there? Oh, he's already got the 3 wands. He just needs a little bit more. Hadess does get the Blade of Despair. Hopefully that might make a difference now rather than later.
Ouchies. Yeah, that's definitely a power spike for the Hayabusa.
Hopefully, they can do a little bit more than this, right? Because again, as NIP Flash, they need to snowball out of control. They might just get outscaled at the very end here. These tanks are going to be very useful for the side of RRQ Akira to buy some time. And there's the Holy Crystal purchase.
Oh, Lord, he's full-on Harry Potter now.
Oh boy.
Gusta, you're a wizard. Vanix working on this turret. Tekash spots him, trying to punish that gold laner.
Oh, Vanix, he is getting so low, and now the full rundown. Hadess in the back, tries with the quad shadow, but they managed to get on out of there just in time. Great peel from NIP Flash.
All right, Hadess in the back, Akihiro-san in the front. JPL doing great work here, but can he stop RQ Akira's forward march?
Diablo, he's able to sustain through this, but Hadess, he's going to try again this time. Doesn't get hit by the knockout strike by Tekashi. Gets out of there with the quad shadow. No kills just yet. And even so, Luis still standing guard. Hadess tries again, once again with the quad shadow. Doesn't find it just yet. Despite it all, he isn't the Warcry user. He is the Lethal Ignition user. So he has to take these trades according to that talent.
Yeah, it's full-on burst. It's not the sustainable kind of Hayabusa where you don't mind the fight going 10-15 seconds because you have that window of opportunity where even your basic attack is lethal. Now, Lord spawns, second Lord of the game in the upper quarter of the map. NIP Flash scoring the Little Wanderer early, giving RQ Akira a little sum to deal with. Bottom lane, it's a battle of XP laners. Astro Thunder and Diablo El Guapo going at it. Ooh, misses a hook there. Oh, here we go.
Well, he should be fine unless we do see Gusto Lagusta get into the fight. Sagan ends up dying here. LaFell might just be onto something on this one. As much as Assassins get countered by the Netherrealm, if it's forced out early, man, these Assassins, they can really push your buttons. Feathered Airstrike from Curtizi, trying to deter the rest of the members as NIP Flash just target down King, stalling this out. And they want Luis as well. They're going to find as many as they can. But here comes Gusto Lagusta with the Holy Crystal, able to start cleaning up, finds the double kill, and as well as Vanix. They don't have the time to finish this. Can they get it? Hadess finds the Lord, and now they're trying to get out of the way, but Sagan, he doesn't mind. Stick closer together. Diablo finally out-sustaining everybody in this fight for Curtizi. He can get the mega kill. That's a full wipeout. NIP Flash with the Lord. 3 for 5.
Curtizi, not even ashamed to use the Feather Dash right now to clear the waves. Pronto, double time, marching down mid. Let's check out the replay once more. Gusto Lagusta, amazing response, but way out of the fight, the range from the actual fight that was just about to happen. And Hadess let out an amazing ult right where it mattered. And then it was too little, too late. Diablo, he was a silent killer here, man. No one noticed that he was able to deal that much damage. Now Luis in trouble, got the kick.
But King is able to bail him out of that situation. Luis, he doesn't mind dying, but at this point of time, every single one of these death timers are really going to hurt, especially when you have Lord Empowered minions pushing at your inhibitors.
Look at this. El Diablo Guapo with a hybrid build. War Axe, Sea Halberd, Queen's Wings, Oracle. building an immortality, if you ask me, up next.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense if he does put it together, right? Unless he gets greedy and thinks, you know what, Brute Force Breastplate is the way to go for the extra cooldowns.
Just keep going.
Yeah, just keep pushing forward, right?
Forward combat.
Personally, for me, I do think that Queen's Wings is the recent hot item for a lot of these EXP laners, right? It gives you so much, but here comes the I'm Offended towards Kingside. Oh my god, he's getting melted down, but Vanix doesn't get that last auto to proc in time. The Netherrealm saves him. JPL does get a good G Kundo, but doesn't find any targets whatsoever. And now the Light Wheel is dealing mega damage here with the help of the Oki Shadow Kill. Hadess finds one. Hadess can get a second Feather Airstrike on second rotation again. He gets him. JPL now extending this lead, handing his hand over to RQ Akira just to fish him out.
Worthy trade. Any day I'll take that. The roamer for 2 heroes, the jungler, and a gold laner. I'll say it now, RQ Akira, one of their only hopes is if Gusta Lagusa gets a good dance in. If he's able to lay down the Zaman Force underneath the turret, maybe take 2 for 1, 3 for 1, that's it. But looks like NAP Flash not gonna let that happen.
Yep, Hadess, he gets stunned, but the Oki Shadow Kill, so much damage with the lethal ignition. He's out of position. He'll eventually die, and Louise finds him at the cost of his wild charge. Diablo, he's gonna take his time with this. I'm offended by some extra time. He's sustaining through the damage, but Gusta Lagusa will still run him down. That's 2 inhibitors down, 15 minutes into the game.
I'm wondering now how RQ Akira will adjust to what kind of damage NAP Flash is bringing, because at some point, yeah, you can build your Antique Cuirasses, you can build your Athena Shields, but you're also dealing with true damage, man. Well, I haven't really seen Vanix do much, save for that maybe Shred in that last long team fight, but he's still a threat. And who does RQ Akira send to fight that kind of threat, man?
I think it's about position of where the fight happens, right? I think they need to catch them at a choke point. I think that's a big thing, because right now, NIP Flash, with a lot of space, they can hit them from multiple different angles, and RQ Akira have to decide. But here we go. Here comes the Lord JPL. Oh, wait, everybody gets knocked up, and Louise is the one who gets it because of the anti-CC. Oh, my goodness, he Power of Natures to secure the Lord while people are in the air.
The Brazilian Heartbreaker strikes again. Could have sworn NIP Flash orchestrated a perfect steal, but then again, RQ Akira, I don't know if they thought that through or if they saw that coming, but hey, they got away with it. So
Dude.
At least they walk away with an extra life.
They walk away with an extra, oh my god, he purchases the Brute Force Breastplate. He's only moving forward, Diablo. But man, let's bring back to that. I mean, 4 people, 3 from the side of RQ Akira, plus JPL
like
gets knocked up. I don't think it was intentional.
It's like a trampoline. He just did what he felt was right in that moment.
Oh goodness. Oh, maybe we have to change the indicators to be extra bright so that people don't get hit by it often.
I'm okay with the way it is.
Really?
It's an art. It's an art dodging those Lord skills.
Even though the Lord technically is blocking it, I mean, this should be a clean defense for the side of NIP Flash, because Diablo and Hadess have been pushing mid and bot at the same time. Wait, hold on. They're not. Wait, where's the rest of the team? They're getting canceled. Cortese is purposely canceling all on time. Here they go. Takashi, it's all up to you with the help of King. They almost make the backdoor happen, but the defense is strong, and RQ Akira now chasing down these backdoor fiends.
Here we go. That's the last shadow he's got. Can they catch him? The burn wasn't outside and gets the kill.
Nicely done. Nicely done. A good call by NIP Flash. They saw the angle, but the punishment that RQ Akira had, at least they responded in time.
Oh, wow. You see here the veteran wiles of RQ Akira. They are not an MPL, Brazil, and Latam all-time champion, if not for their late game awareness. Check this out, man. They might be able to at least take another inhibitor?
No.
Maybe threaten an end?
No, they can't end for sure. Cortese has the Feathered Airstrike. He's just spawning. He's just dropped it down just to show them, hey, this is our landing strip. You better not walk any further than this. But at least now they're starting to take some really important smaller objectives, like the purple buff.
From nigh endable to penetrating down mid. Okay, despite being up against the ropes in the corner, bleeding, RQ Akira still know when they have a kill angle.
You know what? I'm going to be real with you. This game reminds me a lot of M3's last Singaporean representative, EVOS, right? Because it's always that back and forth. They get the lead, then their other opponents get the lead, and then it's just continuously back and forth until it's dead even 16-16. I'm getting a lot of flashbacks.
Hey, EVOS ended M3 at 4th. So that kind of playstyle got him far.
And JPL was part of that roster too. So it's all, man, history is repeating itself, is it not?
It's the bleeding effect.
It's the bleeding effect.
Are you guys fans of Assassin's Creed? Now, here's the thing. For those of y'all who don't know, JP has been playing since 2017.
He's been around for a very long time. Previously, MPL, MY, and SG used to be one entity before we split up, and even then, JPL was still part of it since Season 1.
JPL, you could call him a precursor. He was there since the even before it all started. JPL, oh no, speak of the devil.
We were about to cast the curse him. I'll be real with you.
we were talking about it a little too much, man.
Yeah, we were teetering on the edge here. But now RRQ Akira. Now I'm scared to talk about RRQ Akira, especially in such a high-stakes match.
Woo.
Like, they need every point they can get here.
Speaking of, all right, this gives us some time to digest what's going on. I just noticed, Gideon, Lord is on stage.
Lord is
That's
on
not what I was going to point out. Tier 1 down bottom for NIP Flash is untouched. I mean, it's standing there with about 2.5 HP, but it's still standing.
I mean, I don't think at this point of time a single Lord take from the side of RRQ Akira is enough, or they just kind of spit on it a little. It'll go down. It's fine.
Spit on that thing.
Spit on that thing, brother.
A minion trips into it, it breaks. I swear. You know what? Sometimes you just need to relieve the pressure a little bit. Maybe that's what RRQ Akira needs to do.
They look at it like a little cyst. They're like, we gotta relieve the pressure. If not, this is just gonna get worse for us.
Quick adjustment, you know. Like, give your chiropractor like a nice coffee and can you just hit this spot real quick? Like, I don't need a full session. we're buddies. We went to high school together. Can you just please?
And you're oddly knowledgeable about it. It's like, it's C3 right here.
There it is. You know what I mean? That might open up the map for RRQ Akira.
I think that's the thing, right? Because right now, in terms of play styles, we're coming to a point where grouping together with such an open map from the side of RRQ Akira is the more effective strategy. Because if you get caught slacking here, maybe there's a backdoor opportunity, but it feels like RRQ Akira are pretty on top of things.
All right, now you mention it. For NIP Flash, that might actually be one of their major options. Like, that might be option A right now. Just get the backdoor in because we can't win full frontal team fights anymore.
Exactly.
We're past that point.
Yeah, I mean, even in game number 1, the biggest advantage that they had, again, especially, I'm talking about late game here against RRQ Akira, was the fact that they had all of their inhibitors, right? Yep. Now, it's a bit of a change, and you can see a lot of stress on the faces of RRQ Akira, and I can only imagine not as much for NIP Flash, because that doesn't mean they get eliminated if they drop this game.
Yep, we're already here. That is RRQ Akira's fate. Their key, as mentioned in day 1 during the opening ceremony, is about to get shattered.
I mean, it's out of our control, unfortunately.
See that little triangle next to the Lord's Trident? Say goodbye.
Oh man, it's gonna be. Oh yeah, but the end of today, they're gonna start handing them over to get eliminated, right? The little keys. I gotta take a picture of that key one day or another. How heavy do you think it is?
About 4 or 5 kilos.
4 or 5 kilos?
I reckon. I mean, they look pretty solid. I'm over-exaggerating that. I don't know.
It's probably like 2 towers worth. 2 towers worth. That's like what, 600 gold?
2 pints.
Two pints.
Is that a weight? Is that a weight? What kind of weight?
I mean, not in Southeast Asia, that's for sure.
0.6 stone.
Don't.
Where do they use stone? But it's a real, folks. It's a real measure.
It's a real measurement. It may not be the SI unit of choice.
Yeah, but it is. Neither here nor there. We're still talking about the matchup here. NIP Flash, arguably in control, but RRQ Akira have been finding a way to win team fights more often, despite the pressure placed on this man right here, Sagan. He's had to survive all of these burst damage from Kurt, from Hadess, and what is the interaction between Diablo's I'm Offended and when they all get really together?
I mean, he heals a lot. And I think it really boils down to when were they going to get the anti-heal, right? Because Diablo was pretty ahead of the game for a large majority of it until Takashi decided, hey, if I can't beat Diablo, at least I will beat down Hadess. I will beat down your mid laner too, Curtizi. Doesn't matter who. If Vanix walks too close, that knockup strike is going to connect.
Oh, here we go. Back into the matchup. They were in the midst of as close to a Lord dance as we can get here in the current metagame. Lord at about half health, slightly edged over to RRQ Akira. Got that soft reset.
Yeah, I think this is pretty advantageous for the side of NIP Flash. They only have to worry about the mid lane, right? And I was wondering why RQ Akira didn't try and invade, but here we go. Diablo finds the offended onto Takashi's side, almost gets melted down. Vanix, wait, they're trying to go for the seal once again. They kick. Oh, King is outside of the pit. They're just holding it on. Hades, somebody, can they actually go do it? The Oki Shadow kill is already out. King is dead. They're playing for the kills. We don't need the Lord no longer. Quad Shadow out of there. The maneuvers just to keep him right on the edge. Sagan, he's still alive. Manages to get on out of there, but the armor fended from Diablo is really costing them a lot. Gusta with a conceal as well. Dashes away, drop down. The Summon Force, can he outplay it? Comes back up, the Winter Crown. Nah, Vanix puts him out of his misery, and that is going to be the GG push. Here comes the rest of NIP Flash to close it out. Their fate is sealed.
A sweep by the Singaporean champions, putting on a showcase of Singaporean fusion, a playstyle made popular by their small but very powerful region coming up on the world.